In 1192 CE at Ghazni in Afghanistan, Prithviraj is captured by Muhammad Ghori, where he forces him to fight against 3 lions. A blinded Prithviraj is able to kill all of them but faints due to weakness. Uddharan. The story then shifts back a few years before in Kannauj, where Princess Sanyogita, Jayachand's daughter, is in love with Prithviraj Chauhan, who is ruling Ajmer. In Ajmer, Prithviraj is approached by Mir Hussain, who is the brother of Ghori. Ghori and Hussain were brothers. But a rift occurred between them because Hussain ran with Chitralekha, a dancer in Ghori's kingdom. As both loved each other, Prithviraj ensures Hussain that he will help him and takes him in his kingdom. This act angers Ghori and he decides to attack Ajmer if Prithviraj does not send Hussain back to him. Ghori sends Qutb-ud-Din Aibak to Ajmer. Prithviraj rejects Ghori's demand. As Aibak warns him, Prithviraj accepts the demand for a war. This results in the first battle of Tarain, where Prithviraj along with Kaka Kanha, Chand Bardai and his men are able to defeat Ghori's army. But Mir Hussain is killed in the battle. Meanwhile, Ghori is captured by Prithviraj. But after few days he is released. Prithviraj Chauhan is selected as ruler of Delhi. This angers Jayachand. He warns that the consequences of this act will not be good. Jayachand decides to organize a Swayamvar for Sanyogita and Rajasuya Yagya to increase his empire. He also sends an invitation to Prithviraj, asking 50% control on Delhi, which Prithviraj rejects. Jayachand decides to make a statue of Prithviraj on the doorway of his empire. As he had rejected the invitation, and as per the rituals, if someone rejects the invitation, a statue can fill the position of that person. As the Swayamvar starts, Sanyogita decides to put the Varmala on Prithviraj's statue. This angers Jayachand. He decides to punish his daughter. But soon Prithviraj approaches with his army and takes Sanyogita, as she had chosen Prithviraj as her husband. A furious Jayachand decides to attack Prithviraj but is stopped by his advisors. Soon Prithviraj and Sanyogita get married according to the rituals. After a few days, Jayachand sends his army to attack other forts under Prithviraj. Soon his army captures Godpur fort. While Prithviraj, Sanyogita, Chand Bardai and others are outside, Kaka Kanha along with Prithviraj's army decide to recapture Godpur fort. They are successful in recapturing the fort. But Kaka Kanha and many other men of Chauhan are killed in the battle. Prithviraj decides to attack Jayachand, but soon reverses the decision, as Kaka Kanha's last wish for Prithviraj was to forgive Jayachand. Later, Prithviraj decides to give equal position to Sanyogita in his darbar. This decision is opposed by other darbar members. But soon Prithviraj manages to get their approval by telling them about the importance of women in society. Jayachand decides to contact Muhammad Ghori through a merchant and asks him to capture Prithviraj. In exchange, he will hand over anything Ghori wants. Ghori sends Aibak to Delhi. Aibak asks Prithviraj to work under Ghori's rule or he should prepare for another war. Prithviraj accepts the offer of war with Ghori. This results in the second battle of Tarain. As the battle continues, Ghori's army decreases. Ghori then decides to attack Prithviraj during night when his army is sleeping. Ghori's army is successful in defeating Prithviraj's army and captures Prithviraj, taking him back to Ghazni. As Ghori's army is approaching to Delhi, Sanyogita and other Rajput women perform Johar, mass suicide by immolation. Ghori refuses to give Prithviraj to Jayachand, thus leaving him in pain and awe for the loss of Ajmer and his daughter. Delhi is now ruled by Ghori's men. As Prithviraj was captured by Ghori, Ghori asks his men to remove Prithviraj's eyes, thus making him blind. Prithviraj is forced to fight with lions, but soon defeats them. He then asks Ghori that if anyone wants to attack him, he should first call his name to attack, and Chand Bardai should be allowed to help him through his words and poems. Soon Prithviraj faints. The next day, the blind Prithviraj is given 7 chances to save his life along with his armies. Ghori's men conclude that Prithviraj will be given 7 arrows along with a bow, and if he is able to kill 1 man out of a group 7, then he will be released. Prithviraj rejects the offer and asks Ghori that he should be given only 1 chance with 1 arrow, and Ghori himself should come face to kill him. Ghori accepts the condition and faces Prithviraj on the battlefield. As Ghori was approaching, Chand Bardai recites a poem to Prithviraj. Inspired through the poem, Prithviraj then shoots an arrow into the neck of Muhammad Ghori, instantly killing him. Chand Bardai jumps to Prithviraj to hug him, but both are killed by arrows shot by Ghori's men. Prithviraj's men are released from the prison as per the condition. Prithviraj's men take the dead bodies of Chauhan and Bardai to perform the final rites. The film ends with a note informing that Prithviraj Chauhan was the last Hindu ruler of Delhi before the Islamic conquest or rule on Hindustan for nearly 565 years. 1192, 1757. As India became independent in 1947 after 755 years of foreign rule, Prithviraj Chauhan's death was justified through freedom.